FootyFanatics FC live from NYC. And we're back again.
Better than ever.
Really? Sunglasses and Advil. Last night was mad real, huh?
Sunglasses and Advil is crazy.
D Ships in the building.
Wagwan G.
Oh my God.
You there?
Kiko with the moose knuckle.
That's good, bro.
Yo, you got somebody in the fans always screaming Kiko in the comments.
Really?
Yeah, somebody's always commenting on the IG. Kiko.
He famous. He famous.
Really? I didn't even know that. I'm so serious. Yeah. Shout out to whoever's commenting. Kiko.
Appreciate
you just
it.
got a shout out.
Appreciate it.
I always see it and I just laugh. Because the Kiko just be having me down. But what's good, boys? How y'all feeling?
I'm good, bro.
Excited. Shades over now. Chilling?
Chilling
Now, y'all.
Big week.
Big week. Honestly, bro, good week for football so far.
Bro, Champions League.
Today, I actually shitted on this game today. The Dortmund and PSG. I didn't think it was going to be a banger like what I saw. That game was actually a banger.
It was. Even though 1-0, a surprise, it could have been easily 2-2, 3-3, the amount of chances that was happening.
I personally thought it was going to be, like at the end of the game, I was just like, yo, how's this not even, like 2-3 something?
Right.
Both teams were just full on energy, full on electric. And shout out to the Signal Iduna Dortmund kids out there, man.
Right.
Bro, that stadium is rocking, bro.
Yellow Wall is crazy.
The yellow wall is so fire.
Yeah.
I had my mom's asking me, oh my God, why so many yellow? So welcome to Europe, mom.
Yeah.
They get rocking.
One of those bucket list stadiums. Actually, real quick before we start off.
Bucket list stadiums. Yeah, when you watch in Austria.
What's one stadium that you would want to, in terms of atmosphere, not because it's the nicest stadium, but in terms of atmosphere, because of like fans and
I've been to a couple.
Here we go.
I've been bucket list a couple.
Here we go.
The best one I've been to.
NYCFC. Go ahead. Where you been?
Shout out to Old Trafford, of course, but the best one, nothing was like the Spirit at the Bernabeu.
Okay.
But I definitely want to hit the San Siro.
Yeah.
San Siro, and then like one of those South American teams like Boca or like Flamengo or
low-key Turkey. Go to Istanbul.
Yeah, like Galatasaray.
Like that. That would be fire.
Fenerbahce, those clubs are crazy.
Yeah.
But back into the main juice of things. We're going to start off with Kiko in the building because, one of those bucket list things, Signal Iduna. So let's start over there with the Signal Iduna, Kiko. Watching Austria at the Signal Iduna is not a bucket list. But, hey, I'll give it to you. Take a picture out in the front. But more of the story short, right? In case y'all don't know, y'all going to know this summer because Kiko live out here.
He's going to flood the gram.
Yeah, we're going to flood the gram. Sunny in it. But, yo, talk to me. Dortmund 1, PSG 0.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I think the way Dortmund, listen, the stadium, I think, in the atmosphere played a huge role. Yeah. I think Dortmund, regardless of where they are in the league, because what are they, 5th? Mm-hmm. I think they'll always have an advantage playing at home. Yeah. PSG played well. I just think with Dortmund, the way they're set up, they have some really good defenders. Was it Schlotterbeck, Hummels? The way they set up, Kobel's a good keeper, but when I look at that goal, who's the number 9? Fulcraig. I think it was a good goal. I just think, in my opinion, I thought PSG were the better side. Overall, I think well played by Dortmund, but if you wanted to really realistically take PSG out of it, I think you needed to put 2 or 3-0.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking when you look at PSG and the Barcelona tie, Barcelona left Paris, 3-2? Mm-hmm. I think with PSG is too much fire. I think 1-0, Paris is still thinking this. We can get them in the second leg. Yeah. So credit to Dortmund for the tactics. They played well. We're gonna get into Jadon Sancho in a little bit, but they didn't do enough for me.
Only thing with Dortmund, and they've shown it. Like they played well today. They created chances. And the thing with Dortmund, they played this style of football. It's still, I feel like it's still continued with Klopp leaving. Like they still play high intensity, play forward, attack the goal, and they give chances away, just like Liverpool with Klopp now.
Right.
The only thing with Dortmund, and they've shown it, they can bottle. Like especially they shown last season with the league that they pretty much threw it away. When they go away from home, they tend to not play as well. But for me, they've been the most exciting team this season in the Champions League. You go back to the group of death, they topped that group with PSG, Milan, Newcastle. Everyone thought they might finish third, get knocked out. They topped that group. Went to PSV, handled them. Went to Atleti, who everyone thought was gonna go through. That was everyone's dark favorites. Atleti handled them, and now PSG, they played well, but they still have this sense that they're not gonna handle business. But we'll see second leg.
Honestly, personally, I thought it was. I thought obviously the Tuesday game was the firework game, and then I thought today was obviously I thought it was going to be a good outcome. Still going to get good footy.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to be better than yesterday's game.
Yeah, and I will say this before we get into yesterday's game. Yo, Mbappe again.
Wow.
A little stinker again.
Stinker's crazy. Don't do that.
The thing is that he needs to, in these type of games away. Listen, even in the Barcelona tie, I thought he wasn't that great. Had 2 goals. Yes, so the headline will be Mbappe brace, but I thought he's got to do more. And in Paris, he's under the light. The home fans, but it's gonna be his last home
potentially.
game.
Oh no, it is.
It is. It's gonna be his last home game for Paris in the Champions League. So I need more.
You had something for Dortmund? You was gonna give them props?
I mean, they have to get their props anyways. They're 5th in the league.
You're shying away from what we need to shed light on. You don't want to talk about it, but we need to talk about it. You don't want to give him credit, but we need to give him credit.
1 game hype. I ain't taking it serious. Nah, shout out the boy. I'm happy for him. I'm genuinely happy for him. As a Manchester United fan, Jadon Sancho completed 11 dribbles today.
Yo, you know when he says it like it's like 11 dribbles.
I am so happy for Jadon Sancho. Personally, I think. But this is what I expected from him. My bad. This is what I expected from him at United. Mm-hmm. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted that Jadon Sancho, the Jadon Sancho that does Hoga Bonito, that directly takes on players, that is giving balls in the box. Hey yo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that type of solid play.
Yeah.
But you're not getting
Granted,
that.
the United system was terrible.
You're not getting.
There was always players that ever came in and still did their part. But it's 1 game. This consistency has to keep going. For him, for his personal career. Forget United coming back. Obviously, Dortmund want him to keep him there. Cool, whatever the outcome.
Yeah.
Clearly, I can't stand Manchester United at this moment. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, yo, Jadon, come back.
Yeah. And then listen, I'm not.
I feel like that bridge is burnt.
Yeah.
But the consistency, he has to keep up with that. But this is the Jadon Sancho we expected. This is the Jadon Sancho I think that the world needs to see.
Right.
Because he said, when you saw what Berisha tweeted today,
y'all
owe him an apology. Y'all. It's everybody.
Right.
It's everybody.
And listen, I'm not trying to turn this into a Ten Hag topic. I'm not. But it's one thing to showcase your talent in a system that don't work to your strengths. At United, realistically, not that many players are free to play to just be themselves. It's a more of a rigid system. Dortmund has always been known for allowing players to kind of play in this offensive, fluid, like you said, high-intensity system. And we've seen it over the years with Jadon Sancho, Haaland, Gio Reyna, Pulisic, Julian Brandt. So I think Sancho right now is in a situation where he's flourishing. He could just play his ball free. Now, but to your point, 11 dribbles, to me, means nothing when you're not on the score sheet.
It's tough. It's
tough.
But you can't look at the game that way.
Like
you can't look at the game. He's not. We don't look at Jadon Sancho for him to score. We look at him to link play, get assists if anything. But I don't look at. See, I look at certain players. Yes, they should be scoring. I don't look at people like Sancho, Brahim, or even Garnacho. I don't look at them for goals. And what are you doing that is impacting the game? Are you freeing up your teammates? Are you making the pass before the pass? Before the assist, that frees up the pass for the goal. That's what I'm looking at.
But we know that's not the modern game.
He created chances, but Kiko, you got to keep that same energy, just like how you have to keep that same energy for Mbappe, because Luis Enrique does not play a system that's beneficial for Mbappe. As you can see, I don't think so. Kolo Munayi coming in the second half, he plays Mbappe as this like weird lone winger striker. I don't know what he's doing.
But the thing is like, here's my thing with
if it's about systems, my bad for interrupting. If it's about systems, then we have to hold that accountable for every player that we're gonna call out. Shout out Jadon for today's performances. Let's be honest, top performance, great performance, especially against PSG. But Nuno Mendes was sus all day. The way Nuno Mendes was getting skinned, let's have a conversation about that.
And that's what I'm saying. He skinned Nuno Mendes. Great. He had a great game in the Aduna, but a guy who's a Chelsea fan, are you going to take Sancho with 11 dribbles or Cole Palmer putting in the stats that he's doing?
I hear it.
Bro, if United got the Cole Palmer production from Jadon Sancho, this wouldn't be a debate.
That's what I was trying to say.
That's what I'm saying. So if Sancho's getting off the hook because of his style of play, to me, that's a cop-out.
No, there's two sides to it, because you're right. But the reason Cole Palmer's getting away with that, because he's doing that side of the game in terms of getting numbers, and he's impacting the game even if he wasn't scoring, the things he's doing is still making Chelsea better. But I hear what you're saying. I mean, it's a whole other topic. But if you look at people like Rashford, their game is based off numbers. If Rashford is not getting numbers, he's not doing anything for you. That's the problem. You don't want players where if they don't get numbers, why are you here?
Yeah.
So I'd always rather have a player who can give me something and impact the game without numbers than a player if he doesn't, like we always say, a Haaland. If Haaland isn't getting goal, you're playing a man down. So that's the argument.
Fair.
It goes both ways.
That's fair.
So I hear it.
It's just, let's be honest, it comes down to the proper recruitment of Dortmund. Ian Maatsen. Ian Maatsen is the best example. But did you think a dude that helped Burnley get promoted is gonna start over Chilwell, Cucurella, and those likes? You think that would have happened?
He just didn't, and if you're talking about Chelsea, he didn't get a chance. That's the main thing. Maybe he wouldn't have started, bro. He didn't even get a chance.
Yeah.
That's
you got to understand those
problem.
names. Chilwell coming off,
Not that good.
but he wasn't saying that a couple years ago.
But this is
Years
why
ago.
the Sancho topic is so interesting.
At least
because
Sancho was good.
It's literally no. But with Jadon Sancho, it's literally opening everyone's eyes that a lot of these players that we call in flops, you put them in another situation because there's one. And I'm not getting into this topic, but what would happen if Anthony was out of United and maybe in another system? Yeah. So I'm not taking anything away from Jadon Sancho. He should be celebrated today. But he's in the perfect situation for him. Maybe for him, the best situation is a team that's not playing for big trophies. Maybe it is.
I'll keep it a bug with you. The only thing that I probably don't like is that when it came to United, and this is citations per Ole. Ole mentioned that he always wanted to play the left. He prefers the left. But Rikers also prefers the left. But Dortmund have him play the right. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if he's following orders over there, why was it an issue when him playing the right? And let's be honest, the Anthony situation had happened with that whole rape trial, whatever was going on. So he got shipped out. If he would have just macked out for one more time, he would have got the start that he was working for. But they did give him time at United. Yo, go on a 3-month camp. Go do this.
He did get a chance. That's
He
true.
got highest paid player at the club, other than De Gea at the time. So let's be honest, he was the star boy. So it's not like he was mistreated and he was just held accountable for what he was getting. That's what I think. From what I view.
No, I agree.
But I was the first one to cop his jersey. Shout out to boy Jaden.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
You
expect
wanted him to do well.
of course, until this day, I never hate a player that left or came. Because at the end of the day, these are top. Paul Pogba, Lukaku, players I always respected. Di Maria. I'm gonna say Di Maria was shit. You can't say Di Maria was shit.
No, yeah.
Di Maria was a baller.
Yeah.
It's just the point of the club recruitment, and then it's just I think Dortmund knows what type of player they want and what type of player they invest in. Okay, Haaland left, Folkering in. Same type of physical look.
Yeah,
Style
not
of play.
nearly as good as Holland,
Of
but
course,
yeah.
but you get what I'm saying? The familiar faces that they're used to the club. But at the end of the day, hey, Dortmund come back, give me 65 mil for him. I guess you can't say no to that, right?
Yeah. There's a real chance they get to the final though. They shouldn't be overlooked.
Nah, the winner's gonna come out the other semifinal.
Well, no, yeah, well the winner, but PSG they can get through.
Oh,
PSG.
you just the final.
Dortmund they can get through PSG. They shouldn't be overlooked.
My big thing about that though is that a lot of glory to Dortmund. But first of all, I got to shout out the Bundesliga and Serie A. Y'all saw?
They got the
Top
coefficient.
5. They got the coefficient. I don't want to hear no Farmers League talks because I know I'm going to see that all up in the comments. Farmers League. Come on, it's not no Farmers League thing, let's be honest, because Dortmund is sitting 5th in the Bundesliga if we were going to talk about Farmers League.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just about it's the heart that you coming into those games.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's big. That's big.
It's knockout football.
And it's just I feel like a lot of English teams are going through too much schedule wise that they're not able to achieve that.
It's just not a good look.
Yeah, coming from a
no, but
Madrid
it's
fan.
not a good look that out of all the English teams, only Aston Villa's left, and it's the Conference League.
Right.
That's what's mad. It's the Conference League. Good evening, it's.
Nah, he's doing work.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, credit to Germany and Italy. They're doing their thing, but the Champions League to me, we spoke about this. It's football heritage. And this is why I really can't wait to get into this next talk with the semifinal, because when you look at Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, that's European rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me is what the Champions League is all about. And it's whether it's Italy and whether it's Germany getting that 5th spot, great, cool for those domestic leagues. At the end of the day, it's a big boy tournament and the big boys play at the end. Simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, so Dortmund and PSG, 2 teams with no heritage, except one made the
But the
finals.
winners come out of the other one. We know that. Like, can we talk about the other one, please? Can we talk about the headliner? The headliner. Let's go. The 14-time champion.
Go ahead, Kiko. Get it off your
Let
chest.
me start it
Kiko.
off.
14-time champion. Aren't you at 13? You're not 14 yet.
14.
Yeah, 14?
This one, if we win, it's 15.
Yeah. Oh, for real?
Yeah.
This shit is rigged. No wonder why. Get the Super League going.
Let me get into this. First thing I will say is, what game? I thought the two. When I say it's a European rivalry, I don't think people understand what that means. And when I say that, when people think Real Madrid, they think Barcelona. And it's like people need to understand that is a Clásico, but that is a domestic rivalry. Real Madrid and Bayern have been, over the years, over the last decade, have had battles. And when we talk about this game, Bayern Munich were the better side for a majority of it.
Had most of the ball.
But Real Madrid's DNA of they're like a cobra. They could strike at any moment. And you saw it with the Toni KROOS assist to Vinicius. That's what Real Madrid's all about. It's just it's moments of brilliance, and some people don't like it because it kind of doesn't make sense. When Bayern comes, they're home. Tuchel plants his team perfectly, but then Real comes and Toni KROOS does something that he said in the post game wasn't that impressive. But the whole world was kind of like, whoa. Because he can get a ball, simultaneously point at Vinny, make the run, puts him in, and Vinny's starting to get cold in front of net now. Like, it's not like his first few years.
You preaching.
You know, bro, right. Let's keep it a buck. He's in the Ballon d'Or race.
Yeah, of course.
So I think when it comes to the Real Madrid-Bayern, the headline is either team can win it, credit to Bayern, but it's gonna come down to moment of brilliance. It's what's gonna come down.
The only thing I don't like that with Real though, all that talent, and it's too. I mean, granted, you're away from home. Let me see how you guys play the home. When you play at home, you tend not to sit like back as much. But with Vinny, Rodrigo, Toni KROOS, Modric, Bellingham, sitting back. That's what we're doing with hundreds of millions of euros worth of time. We're just sitting back.
So
But
what's the alternative?
They nicked the result that they wanted away.
I mean, y'all playing for results, listen, and you get results, but why am I seeing Konrad Laimer and Goretzka dominating the ball against Toni KROOS and Jude Bellingham?
Nah, but Conrad Laimer is Himothy.
Now he's Himothy.
Conrad Laimer was fake Himothy.
Why am I watching Eric Dyer and Kim Min-jae knock the ball around when you have Vinny and Rodrigo?
Yo, we gotta give a round of applause though to Eric Dyer though.
Give him a round of applause, but what am I watching?
He was cooking.
No, you see, because what you're doing now is, I hate when people do this because it seems like people want to win one way. And Thierry Henry said it best. Soccer is offense and defensive at the same time. You can't hate that Real figured out the formula that we could defend and score on y'all. Coming from a Chelsea fan, that's disrespectful. But and I understand it, but Ancelotti, I think, figured it out. We have the players to be offensively more front foot. But at the same time, the players that you have, Vinicius' strength is his explosiveness. He can get in behind the center halves. So what that allows is it allows us to sit, organize, and get the ball. We don't need to be tiki-taka Barcelona, knock it around, and like reinvent the wheel. Bro, play to your strengths. We didn't even start with a center forward.
Right.
Let's be honest, but 2 Kim and Jay errors cost that Bayern.
So
that
we're
game.
not going to talk about the Lunin mistake. You can't get beat on the front,
bro. That was not a mistake, bro.
And then the Lucas Vasquez penalty?
Oh, that was a great strike by Sane.
That was a great.
Bro,
Give
that was
Sane
That
credit.
was a great strike by Sane. That's not a mistake.
Do y'all think that was a Luna mistake? Let us know. But that was not a mistake, bro.
So if Sane is getting this credit, I'm waiting for the monologue for Toni KROOS. I'm waiting for the monologue because for me, that's another topic for another debate. I think Tony Kroos is about to solidify himself as the greatest midfielder of all time.
Greatest midfielder of all time.
If he makes this, hold on. No, because this is not clickbait. If he makes it to this Champions League, that's 7 Champions League finals.
So Zidane don't exist.
Not to Tony Kroos.
Patrick Vieira
Tony
don't exist.
Zinedine
Kroos.
Zinedine Zidane is gonna tell people, I coached Tony Kroos. No, we need to start having this debate.
In terms of trophies, yes. But
what else do you need to see?
Modric?
Did Modric start?
Oh no.
Listen, Modric is old, but listen, I'm not trying to get into a rant.
Nah, we gotta give him his flowers. Give him his flowers. I'll let you give him his flowers.
Come on, bro.
Give him his flowers.
So you're saying that? Repeat this again. You're saying that Tony Kroos, if he wins this, if he makes the final, he's already the best.
He has a genuine case of being the greatest midfielder of all time.
I mean, I don't see why not, but I also don't. It's just hard to. I just think that greatest of all time is like you just can't just throw that there. Like what Dino did for the game is technically the greatest of all time midfielder, right?
Not really, no.
Not really.
Because here's my thing.
Dino's run of Hoga Bonito from 02 to like.
But this is now.
Yeah,
but this. Hold on. And I love that you mentioned that because I wanted to get into this.
Dino hater.
Ronaldinho. There are these players, Ronaldinho, because James Rodriguez was I don't know if you guys caught this, but James mentioned something about the modern 10, the playmaker, that don't exist anymore, that phased out of football.
Right.
Is he right? I agree. But the reason why I think that's phased out is
Because of eights.
But I also feel like now playmakers are being used in different spots of the field. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that whole 4-2-3-1 with James and Juan Ramon Riquelme and Rui Costa and those guys sitting behind the center forward, you don't need the playmaker to be there no more. Look at Florian Wirtz and Musiala playing playmakers that play off wide, and then guys like Tony Kroos that can play from deep. Bro, it's respectfully, James Rodriguez, he's a great player, but Tony Kroos is doing what you're doing from the base of the defense. He's quarterbacking.
Yeah.
And I think this is why, in the longevity and the calmness, you could tell me, listen, I'm not saying technically he's better than Ronaldinho. I'm not saying that. But people need to understand playmaking, get it out your head that playmaking's only one way. It's not the Juan Ramon Riquelme way. If it's Tony Kroos splitting the pass between five guys and then Thomas Mueller looking at the camera, what the fuck? Then that's what it is. But you can't. There's different types of playmaking. Tony Kroos, in my opinion, is just as much of a playmaker as any of those classic number 10s that we know.
Oh, that's a take.
It's not a take.
He's just as much of a playmaker.
It's not a take. It's not a take.
That's a little take right there.
It's not a take.
And but the thing is, he's a playmaker from deep because he's not someone that's gonna like a David Silva or Ozil who's gonna get the ball in the pockets and turn, and he's not that type of playmaker.
He's not that type.
But those guys can't play a 60-yard diagonal and dictate tempo. So it's different types of playmaking. I hear it. But greatest, I don't know if I'm ready to say greatest. I would say top 10 of all time.
See, top 10 is crazy.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
He's the greatest German midfielder of all time.
Cool.
So how would the greatest German midfielder of all time be a top 10? So you're telling me there's 9 midfielders on his level? For me, I think he's already clearing the Spanish guys. Those guys now are dusty.
He didn't even let me utter the words.
Xavi and Iniesta. One was making sushi. The other one was on outside. Stop it. 7 Champions League finals? Are you kidding me?
Yo, it's
the
tough.
World Cup talk is dead because he got one.
No, you know why? I say when Xavi and Iniesta came up against Tony Kroos, they slaughtered him. They slaughtered him.
They slaughtered him a Messi.
When they went machine for machine, Xavi and Iniesta slaughtered them.
What year was
Germany, 2010 World Cup.
2010 when the kid is 21 at Leverkusen.
21.
Yo, y'all gotta stop it, man. Y'all gotta stop it.
You gotta give Kroos his greatest.
Listen,
y'all let us know in the comments. Is Tony Kroos the greatest midfielder of all time?
In my opinion, if anybody out there disagrees with my take, that's fine. But be knowledgeable. If you don't think he's at the table, then that's you just being hate and saying you got something around against blonde and blue eyes. But he's at the table. He's at the table, and you can't. And like I said, If you think those Spanish guys are better than him, that's fair. But if you think those Spanish guys clear him, stay off the weed, stay off the paella. Like, nah, he's at the table. He's at the table, bro. He's at the table.
My man said, one was that outside and the other was making sushi.
Bro.
That's wild. Disrespecting yes, that's crazy.
Nah, I hear it. There's a case to be made. There definitely is a case to be made.
Super case.
Mind you, he's come back out of retirement to go play for Germany. If they go do some damage this summer, then I hear it.
But I'm going to stay quiet.
I hear it.
Tommy 2 Chainz.
That's the conversation we need to have. You talking about
Thomas
this and that.
Tucho, according to AD, Tucho, Smoocho. But hey, Tommy 2 Chainz. Boy, when it comes to the big things, that brother show up, son. He definitely show up, bro.
He does.
That boy's a cooker.
Bro, one of the few coaches to take 3 separate teams to Champions League semifinals. Say what you want, he has his flaws. Let's get that out the way. He has his flaws. But when it comes to big games, big moments, coming up against big teams, there's not too many better. In the world today. In the world today, you got your Klopps, obviously your Peps, Ancelottis. He's right there. In terms of setting up a team tactically in knockout competitions,
right.
I can't think of anyone better.
I agree with your point. I think he's a top manager. My problem is with him, I think he gives me too much of like, I want to say this without disrespecting him.
Disrespect him.
I think he's a great manager, but I think he's cancer for the locker room. And my biggest issue with him is the whole Kim and Jae thing.
Right.
We all know Kim and Jae, the 2 goals were his fault. But for Thomas Tuchel to come out post-game and throw him under the bus, bro, Ancelotti, Klopp, Guardiola, they don't do that. They shield their players.
Pep does that. Did that
He
Mateus
called
Cunha.
Who?
Mateus Cunha.
He called, what's his name?
Mateus Cunha.
Calvin Phillips.
Who's the
Calvin Phillips.
Calvin Fat.
who's the son they just signed?
From Wolves.
I'm having a great year from Wolves. I'm having a brain fart.
Mateus Nunes.
Mateus Nunes.
What do you say about He don't got a touch? This guy killed him in the semifinal. And then on top of that,
What do you say about him?
he said, what was it? The goals were sloppy.
He pointed out that both goals were down to Kim and Jae. I don't know. Listen, he does that. That's true. He does do that. But, I mean, my experience as a Chelsea fan of him is the total opposite. He's the one who put most of these guys on the map. The reason you love Rudiger is because of Tuchel.
That's not true, but
he
okay.
brought the best out of Rudiger that made him get that. He was not nothing under Lampard, but he was a shell of himself. Got Tuchel, and now this is the level you saw is the level he became once Tuchel became manager. Jorginho, would he have even smelt the Ballon d'Or list? Even looked at it? 3rd place? Aspi, the level we saw of Reece James and Chilwell. The only thing you can throw at Tuchel, and I think he's kind of answered those questions now, is the attack, because with Chelsea, the attack was kind of stale, but maybe that was down to personnel. Now, he's getting the best out of Musiala. Musiala's looking like a top player. Sane's back to his best. Kane is record goal scorer in Bundesliga. But the one thing with Tuchel that what you're right on, he can be a cancer, and it's like a Mourinho effect. After a certain amount of time in a locker room, it becomes stale. And that was seen this season with Bayern until a certain point where they hit form. But I don't know. I love him. That's my guy.
No, and
That's my guy.
But my only thing with Thomas Tuchel is the one thing he has to hang on was the 21 UEFA Champions League. Di Matteo has a Champions League.
No, but don't do that.
No.
Hold on.
Di Matteo has a Champions League.
Because if he would have won that Champions League with PSG, where they were the better team than Bayern,
They should have won
that would
that.
have been a different conversation.
That would have been 2 back-to-back.
Also, the year y'all beat them, that was like pure. When they hammered y'all 3-0 was at the bridge? They was up 3-0?
Oh, yeah.
The comeback.
The comeback, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The comeback.
Oh, yeah, y'all lost.
Yeah, but it was a comeback.
Nah, that's a fact.
That's a
We
comeback.
absolutely annihilated them at the Bernabeu.
And y'all lost.
Because of an Edward Mendy shitter.
No, it's not a problem.
That was the problem.
First of all, are we just ignoring the fact that Leverkusen ended Bayern's
Nah, but we can't do
monopoly
that.
over the Bundesliga?
Any team that goes undefeated, they should win the league.
But Thomas Tuchel, that's on his CV. You're the guy.
Leg 2. Listen, leg 2 is the second leg is next week. Don't let Tuchel get that second leg at the Bernabeu. Do not let Bayern Munich go to the Bernabeu and go to the final. Don't let it happen. Ancelotti. Oh my gosh, I've been waiting.
Bro, I just think
Get this dinosaur out of here, man. Get that dinosaur out
Yo,
of here, man.
hold up. He's wildin'?
Get that
Bro,
dinosaur
that's all
out of
you've
here,
been
man.
preaching for a year. Nah, you got to take your
For
L.
what?
Yo, you a phony.
How am I phoning?
Because all you did was shit on Ancelotti. Now.
Last season, he deserved it. We got 4-0 by City. Xavi, who was about to
Bro,
walk away,
anyone
won the
who's
league.
watching, he's a phony because I have takes, even the year they won the Champions League, talking about, yo, we only won this Champions League because of individual errors from PSG, individual errors from Edward Mendy, individual errors from Man City. You went through all that. Stop.
So wait, hold on. So as a fan, I have to stay blinded and stay in my emotions can't. Weren't you at one point saying poach in? Now you're poach out. That's life. Listen, last season, Real Madrid had a stinker of a season. You lost the league to Xavi in his first full season as a manager at Barcelona. You lose the Champions League to City 4-0. And but listen, I have to give Ancelotti credit because he figured it out. Something that I was also saying last season. Modric and Kroos can no longer play together. You play one or the other. Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Valverde now got to hold the mantle. But, and this is something that no Real fan can claim to have admitted they expected, no one thought Bellingham was going to be this. I think Bellingham being what he became completely changed our season. I think that's what it was.
We knew it was going to be good, but not this good.
Exactly. Yeah. So, did I say Ancelotti out last year? I did.
We were that too.
We were terrible. But listen, and I'll be honest with you. I think the team is so good at this point. Honestly,
you don't even need him, low key.
Not that we don't need, but the team is one of the best Real teams I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah. No, I ain't gonna hold you. I said this on shout out my boy Elisha when I did the Evergreen episode with Elisha. I said this literally on his show a couple weeks ago. I said, yo, we're arguably looking at the best Galacticos Real Madrid team. Yeah. If you probably get another, with Mbappe added to that squad, I think you have the Galacticos finally. Yeah. Because all the players are in their prime. Like, Ball, Alaba, and like...
Kroos and Modric, them too.
But obviously you still see them... You see those three names, you could still see glimpses of class, no matter what. Yeah. But... moving forward, because obviously these guys are gonna probably hang the boots soon, but they leave him behind like monsters. Yeah. Kids that you can't even like. I see Bellingham, Tchouaméni, Camavinga as grown adults, bro. I don't see them as their 20s. You know what I'm saying? Same with Valverde.
But Real is
Rodrigo's so cold, bro. Yeah. He's so cold. He's the most underdog out of all of them that the least spoken about, but he's so cold. Yeah.
But Real figured out the formula is. You bring in all these guys in their apex, but you leave the legends in the locker room that can humble them, that could be mentors, that could be leaders, and honestly, in my opinion, kind of take the pressure off, right? Like, not saying that, Toni Kroos is the type of guy to say, blame me, but yeah, if Camavinga's in the locker room, makes a mistake or is too hard on himself, you have a Modric and a Kroos being like, yo, you're playing at Real Madrid. You're talented. Some clubs don't have that luxury.
And real quick, it just hit my mind. Real's been doing it right for a long time in terms of the evolution of teams from when you had Pellegrini.
They're still getting Endrick.
And from the time you guys in the first Galacticos, that newest generation with Ronaldo, Kaká, from then, y'all been getting it right like every 3-4 teams. We went from Arbeloa to Carvajal, and then you guys are going to get someone now. You went from Marcelo to
Imagine
Mendy.
they kept Hakimi.
Or you kept Hakimi. A couple times
He might go back now that Mbappe's going back. That could be a transfer.
They made mistakes, but they've been just like churning out good team after good team after good team. Bro, that's the project.
It all started when Mourinho signed.
Where they really got it right?
I think that's when that shift of Madrid being in a contender. Because let's be honest, before Mourinho, you guys were not contenders.
We weren't.
Growing up, I did not witness a Real Madrid Champions League
like that. Nah.
I think there was a run where we never made out of the round of 16. I think probably like 6-7 seasons.
And then up until Jose came and he took you out to that first semifinal where I lost against Dortmund on some bullshit. After that, and then when he beat Pep's Barca at their apex, when he took the league from them, I think from there that's when you got it. Because who came in after Ancelotti? Was it?
After
Ancelotti was Zidane.
Zidane.
Well, Benitez.
No, I'm sorry. After I'm sorry.
There's Mourinho. Mourinho left what 12, 13.
It was Ancelotti.
Ancelotti, and then Ancelotti did his thing. Then you had the interim of Rafa.
Yep.
And then Zidane took over, and
Zidane cooked, and then they brought Lopetegui to try that out because let's be honest, Lopetegui was balling for Spain, and it was a good shout. I just think he didn't.
Enough time.
It's just too much of a big club from him. You can't just go from Spain to Madrid. They thought the adjustment would be the same, obviously, and then back to Ancho. But it's just like, yo. But my thing is when Ancelotti's leave, who's gonna take the air? Is it Xabi Alonso?
It is.
It makes so much sense.
It is.
But so does Poole. But yeah, his love for Madrid was bigger.
It is. Nah, y'all listen. They got it right. Fair play.
No. I said once
they get it right.
that Mourinho era came in. But speaking of coaches, Arne Slot. Liverpool finally got the Jurgen Klopp replacement, and it's Arne Slot. Bald man from the Eredivisie. Liverpool fans, don't trust that. Do not trust that. Take it from a man who got a bald man from the Eredivisie, and it's not looking good. But hey, I'm gonna leave you out of floor.
Dutch coaches right now is in the gutter.
Anything from the Eredivisie is a gutter. Malacia, Anthony, Martinez.
Right.
Junior Timber, Alfred of the Year.
I think with Arne Slot though, I don't know too much of him. Just know that last season won the Dutch double, won the Eredivisie Dutch Cup. I think the only thing that I want to say about Slot is one, from what I'm seeing from some of the clips, he seems charismatic, and I think I think that's a quality that I think is going to separate him immediately from Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag isn't charismatic. I think Ten Hag is kind of hard to kind of get chummy with. He just doesn't come off that way. Where with Slot, I think the captain is Virgil van Dijk, another Dutchman. So I'm thinking you build that I think you build that relationship with Van Dijk, and if the way I see it, because that's how all the clubs were. Chelsea with John Terry. If Van Dijk and the manager are on the same page, I think everyone follows in. Yeah. You know, and I think that's the one thing with Slot that I think is interesting. I think he plays a 4-2-3-1, but
I think it's for Slot, it's not even about the coaching. They got some big ass decisions to make on these players.
Yeah.
Forget Slot. It doesn't matter who comes in.
Yeah.
A lot of these players that's currently in there today, especially in the attack, they need to go.
Yeah. Oh, we could say their name, Diaz and Salah.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
In my opinion, I don't want to say anything. My God. I don't know the details. If I'm Salah, that those antics on the sideline was embarrassing. I think if I was Klopp, I probably would have cursed them out. Unprofessional. Listen, Salah is one of the greatest Premier League players of all time. That's one of the greatest managers of all time. And I'll be honest with you, Salah, a year from now, you will be in Saudi. And Klopp is going to still get a big job. And I think, listen, I don't know the details of it, so I don't know what's exactly was said.
Give it up,
Mikel Antonio had a version that was said. I don't know if y'all saw that. Mikel Antonio said.
Yeah, he did. He said he went to shake his hand. The other one was feeling kind of salty. He just gave him a weak dap. Yeah. Move on with it.
Yeah. If I'm Salah, listen, you did what you did, man. But if I'm Liverpool, now show your strength. Cash in. Al-Ittihad, 150 mil. Then you got the Colombian on the other side. PSG, 75 mil. You rebuild.
You got Michael Edwards now. So you have a recruitment guru. So
yeah, but who are you going to go get? First of all, the Salah sender is crazy. I'm going to let you rock because of that small beef they had on the touchline. But Salah said, some players go a couple games without scoring. It's cool. I remember Vinny when he first signed for y'all, he was sniffing that.
I don't think that's what it was.
But what do you think what it is? It's just, let's be honest, Klopp is in his bag. After the Atalanta game, Klopp has been his bag.
After that Palace game.
They lost to Atalanta and then they lost to Palace. Atalanta clapped them when Siamaka or whatever clapped on them 3-0. The Europa League exit, but they came back and they lost it.
But the thing is the reason why I'm having the Salah slander. Would Salah have done that to Pep? Would Salah have done that to Ferguson? And I think Pep and Ferguson. We saw what happened.
You getting benched for Harvey Elliott,
but we saw what happened with Cancelo. Cancelo was a top fullback, got in a row with Pep, and look, he's in the abyss at Barca. It should be. Klopp deserves.
He's not in the abyss.
Oh, stop it! So you didn't see the PSG game. You didn't see the Real game. You didn't see the PSG.
Y'all rigging leads.
Klopp deserves respect, and he does. And I'm not saying Salah doesn't deserve respect, but should be professional. Be professional. That's all I'm saying.
But Salah, he's coming into a good situation. They just need to make the right choices on who to keep and who needs to get shipped off. He doesn't have a hard job coming into it. It's not gonna be hard. They got winners in there. He'll be all right in there.
I mean, listen, I'm just excited to see what he brings. I remember seeing what Ten Hag did, or started with all eras come to an end, and clearly it's been a shitty era for us, especially this season. But I don't know about him much, but it looks like an exciting side. It's either going to be a hit or it's either going to be a miss.
Right.
So I'll take it from that. But Thiago Silva is leaving Chelsea at the end of the season.
Thiago Silva.
Shout out to Santan Dave and AJ Tracy. Somebody knows the tunes on that.
Come on, man.
How you feeling, bro, about that, bro?
Bro, he's our best center back.
Another legend leaving. You got Klopp leaving, and now you got Thiago Silva.
Yeah. It's embarrassing how he's leaving, though.
How is he
That's
leaving?
embarrassing.
Just you would have thought Chelsea put a better product around him.
Oh man,
Embarrassing.
Nah,
see a legend. See a
sad.
legend walk around like that, walk away like that.
It is sad. It is sad, but and I remember when he came in, I didn't know what to expect. I never really watched.
He won the
PSG.
Champions League with y'all, though, right?
Won the Champions League. Should have won more. These last 2 years have been a waste for him, and that's the worst thing. Like, it's not even that he's leaving. It's just how, like you said, how he's leaving, the situation. But we need to give him his flowers. Forget all that. Top 3 center back.
That's what I was about to say. Where you rank?
Top.
If you would rank, I wish we did blind rankings. That would be sick. Blind
It
rankings.
depends on what you mean, though. Because
Where'd you rank in his best center backs on all time? Like, for example, Maldini. Where you put Maldini?
But the thing is that when you
know what I
say
mean?
that, are you talking about center backs that we watched, like our
You need to
generation?
see Maldini play?
We saw him when he was in his late 30s, 40s.
Nah, we see Maldini.
And he was left
play,
back
bro.
at them time.
Yeah, his prime was in the 90s.
I mean, from what I've seen, Thiago Silva, especially seeing him now, he's top. I've only got Ramos.
Say it. You know who you want to say.
Who?
Pepe's above him. Pepe's
I don't know.
above
No, I can hear. I wouldn't disagree, but all right, I'll give you Pepe because he's a winner. Those 3: Ramos, Pepe, Thiago Silva. Don't tell me about
Rio,
PK.
JT.
No. So no.
No.
Cannavaro. We see Cannavaro. We see Cannavaro.
No. I'm saying from 2010. I'm saying when we saw ball.
What do you mean?
Nah,
I
we
saw
did still see
ball. 06
Terry.
ball.
No, we saw but those
But
guys
they're
were in
different,
the
generations.
2000s.
They're different generations.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
They're
different.
two-
Rio's like 5-6 years older.
What do you mean, bro? He's 40 years old. Thiago Silva's not a
That's his
touch
credit.
40.
That's his credit. But he didn't really start.
Rio retired, 2013, 2014?
Thiago Silva didn't
Thiago
start
Silva
until
was one of
2010.
the best center backs at that time. So it's 2 different type of eras. So I'm talking about our era when like the 2010s.
Where would you put Rudiger? I think Rudiger is solid.
Nah, he's
bro.
not. But he's not an all
But
time.
he only had like a 3-year.
With Chelsea on.
Bro, stop.
2020.
Chelsea on.
Since 2020, he's been at the top.
But when you talk about
he's
all
cooking.
time center
All-time,
backs,
all right, would you say Thiago Silva is a top 10 all-time center back?
yes, because in my opinion, I think he's Brazil's best ever center back.
I think so too.
Who would you put? I mean, because the thing is, don't get me wrong. When it comes to ranking these players, you said it when I ranked the Toni Kroos thing. There's a thing between what some players have won and the eye test. I think as a center half, I think he's the best to ever come out of Brazil.
Right.
But in terms of there are other obviously center backs that have won an international, the guys that won World Cups, like guys like Lucio. Rocket Jr. and those guys. But in terms of just a player, Thiago Silva's class.
And people forget when he was at Milan, that was when he was physically at his peak, peak strength, speed. Like I was watching bro, he was rapid.
Yeah.
And then now it's just pure IQ. Like he's always in the right position, on the ball, leadership. Like
I like his
temperament. I love his
I
temperament.
like how he carries himself.
I think what killed his career, in my opinion, was the move to PSG.
Wrong career move.
If Thiago Silva
he spent too much time.
If Thiago Silva was at Chelsea or Thiago Silva was at Barcelona, his CV would justify him as a player. Imagine signing him at Chelsea, signing him in like 2011, 2012, having Premier Leagues under his belt, multiple Champions Leagues, having him paired with John Terry in defense. Bro, that CV's wild.
I still think he carries a hefty CV though.
It's only, but what?
11 Uber Eats. Come on, man.
I mean, he won a Copa America a couple times, right?
He won a Copa America.
America.
Nah, but just get his flowers.
Gotta give him his flowers.
He's our best center back.
Listen, I want to give a special shout out to another Flowers actually a peep this week. Is Jamie Vardy. Leicester City is back in the Premier League, fellas. If y'all don't watch championships, I'm about to give 3 championships actually shout outs this episode. Cause I've been tuning in. Cause Ipswich, I will be there. None of this United talk anymore. Slide that to the side. McKenna, I will be there. Twanzebe, I will be there. Brandon Williams hurt on bench, I will be there.
Omari Hutchinson.
Sam Morsi, Egyptian International, CDM, captain, I will be there. I think I found my team, man. Nah. Jokes aside, they've been balling. Yeah. But Jamie Vardy, I seen a post. Jamie Vardy actually had more career trophies than Harry Kane. And he did establish a lot. And I think they both did come up at the same time.
Jamie Vardy's he's a Premier League legend.
100
goal club.
He got promoted to the Prem, won a Prem.
Yep.
UCL quarterfinal run, FA Cup, Community Shield, back down, won the promotion again, back into the Prem. That's at the same time. Him and Harry Kane were sitting next to each other on the bench for Leicester at that game against Watford.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Listen, you got to give Jamie Vardy his flowers. I think you can't compare him to Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane's a better player.
No, of course.
But, no, Jamie Vardy deserves his respect. One of the best 9s.
Nah, he's quality. He's quality. In his prime, like, when they won the league, Jamie Vardy was a menace.
Yeah, but the thing is, in my opinion, though, I don't think he was ever good enough for a top big 6.
You don't? I think he peaked. I think he was good enough. I just think he peaked too late. So, like, United were linked with him, for example. It was at a peak. Jamie Vardy's pretty agey. So, I think it's just when he peaked is like, yo, are we going to get him and get one good year?
Yeah. The thing with Jamie Vardy, too, the type of striker he is, he's not a Harry Kane where he can link play. He's just in behind, constantly making runs, being a pest. So, do you see that kind of striker at a big 6 club? Maybe not, but in terms of his efficiency, the amount of goals he scored, you can't take it away from. Maybe he's meant for that right below.
Level, yeah. You're right.
No, I think because he did torment the league a couple times. But
he's got this thing. When he celebrates goals, he celebrates in front of the if he's away from home, in front of the fan. I remember he was at Crystal Palace, and he was doing this after he scored because they're the Eagles. He's that type of fan. He runs up to the fans, does this. Like, I hate him.
And you still love him.
But you love him.
You know what I'm saying? And that guy started from Fleetwood.
That's crazy.
So you got to give this man all the homage in the world. You get what I'm saying? That's what I got to give him.
Vods. Shout out Vods.
Of course, my second shout out, McKenna. Bro, back-to-back promotions to the Premier League.
I'm surprised. He was
Ipswich from League One. Exactly. That's why this is United heritage right there. League One, Championship. Obviously, they got their last game against Huddersfield.
Did he take them from League One to Championship too?
He took them last season, 2023, 22-23. He took them from League One to Championship. And then now he's taking them from, bro, last time that happened was Southampton.
That's crazy.
Hey. That's crazy. I heard Birdie told me Brighton linked up with him in case De Zerbi leaves this summer. That's their next pick.
See, if I'm him, stay with Ipswich.
No, I said that too.
Stay with Ipswich.
But you got to understand, this is how Brighton cooks. They already have the next manager ready. Same thing will happen with Graham Potter. De Zerbi was the man they wanted next.
Yeah, and they
taking an Ipswich team, and they played good ball because I watched that Coventry game. Shit, they looked better than we did against Coventry. And I'll tell you that.
See, but I disagree with you. I think if you're McKenna, you take the Brighton job.
No, too big.
Because you can't. Because the thing is, we know what's going to happen. Ipswich is going to go down.
Nah, I don't know.
And if they go down, we know the Premier League is damaged goods.
But you know what? You're never like.
I really feel like companies.
You know why I disagree? Goods. Because look at someone like Rob Edwards at Luton. His stock has risen. Everyone loves Luton. Like he can't do no wrong right now. Because there's no expectation. Like, whether you're trash or you're doing what Luton did, where you give every game a fight, like you lose to Chelsea 3-2, you lose to Arsenal 4-3 last minute. Everyone loves Luton, so you can't do wrong. So if he stays with Ipswich and they go down, but they play good football and they're like, oh nah, I like how you go to Brighton and it tanks because everyone has expectation on Brighton now. Like now they should be able to finish mid-table. If he doesn't do well with Brighton, he's done now. Now you're done. Look at Ole.
I personally, like I said, I was personally thinking.
Done out here, bro.
Ole wants a callback. That's what it is. He's saying, wait for that ring.
Low-key.
He's watching TV right now. He's like, I'm loving this. He loving this. He eating a popcorn because he know that phone is going to ring. Hey, we need you as an interim. But in reality speaking, I just think I don't want him to pull the Lampard and all that. I think he should stay here in the Prem. Get that Prem feel. cold nights at Burnley and Everton and Sean Dyches and your fast-paced pep ball. You got to soak that in. Understand that this is a different monster. You get what I'm saying? See how he adapts to that. Then you make that proper move. And you know who's going to call him. Football heritage, my brother.
United. It might happen. I don't know. You think straight from Ipswich to United that will happen?
No, it depends. That's some Frank Lampard too.
That's some Frank Lampard. Yeah.
But you got to understand, Leicester already promoted. They're basically second place. They just need to tie Huddersfield, who's getting relegated, by the way. Yeah, I remember Huddersfield. Ramadan Topham vibe, yeah. Who's getting relegated. But then you got Leeds creeping up. So Leeds is 90. Right now, Huddersfield is 93.
Ipswich.
And Ipswich is 93, and then obviously Leicester's already in the league. So all they need is a tie against Huddersfield to make it to the Prem.
Last game this weekend.
In the playoffs of 3 to 6.
In the playoffs, everybody's in the 70s. So they blew out those championships out the water. Leeds, Ipswich. Exactly. So because I was banking on
Southampton. I thought Southampton was going to go up.
I was banking on Michael Carrick a lot too.
Okay.
But he did lose his whole squad. Damn. But he's always fighting.
Championship was lit this year.
No, championship is always lit.
Championship was lit.
Another shout out since we're talking about Coventry to close out the episode, and of course it's Team USA.
Hold on. Did they do what they need to do though?
Who?
The viewers. Did they do what they need to do? We ain't tell them, bro.
Right. This whole episode is a wash. We ain't tell y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Because y'all bozos never like, comment, and subscribe anyways.
Take initiative.
Bro, just do it for us. A like, comment, and subscribe could change my life. I could be here today and then tomorrow I'm at a studio. It's a big, really, you don't understand. Hey, for the one person watching, thank you. But anyways. Man, big up my boy Haji Wright, bro. Haji Amir Wright, come to the light. Put the shade on the Haji Amir Wright. Shout out USA, 19 goals this season with a couple assists, of course. He's actually catching up to Clint Dempsey's record. Can he do it on the last game of the championship or can he not? I can't tell you. But, hey, first sign from Turkey, I think is a great start in championship. And if Coventry, I think they have a run depending on how everything goes up. They could go playoffs. But we also seen a great FA Cup run. Yeah. Obviously scored against United. And I called it Haji Wright Dagger. Me and the boys, shout out Griggs and Cole. We called the Haji Wright Dagger, man. But then, hey, that's a big shot right there, bro. Yep. Kiko, I know that's not your Tony Kroos in the middle, but hey, you're not as excited.
Does he still start for USA though?
I think so.
For some reason, I feel like
he's gonna take Josh Sargent. Josh Sargent is turning up as well for Norwich, so shout him out too because they're in the playoff contention. But
now he's clutch. He scored against Wolves, Haji Wright, and then he scored against United.
Remember when he coached against Holland and you had me screaming on the watch along, Haji.
Where you from? What part are you from?
He's Cali.
From Cali?
Yeah, West Coast. But yo, listen. That is all, folks. You saw that little?
That's all, folks.
That is all, folks. We will catch y'all. Maybe on the next episode, we're probably going to be live, direct, from Queens, New York. We will see you soon on a wide angle. Kiko and his top 5 talks and getting sushi after. Disrespecting Iniesta was crazy. I have no partakes in that.
Stay off the paella is crazy.
Stay off the paella is crazy. One is outside and the other one, I think that's the episode. Right there. One's at outside and the other one's eating sushi in Japan. But yo, you got anything saying to my boys out there? To the one person watching us live right now?
Yo, listen. Again, like, comment, subscribe, please. We need y'all. Y'all keep this going. And let us know in the comments. Like we said, Tony Kroos, the greatest midfielder of all time. Let us know what you think about Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, and stay tuned for the next one, bro. Yep.
Yeah. Kiko, you got anything to say?
Better things are coming. That's all I got to say.
Big things are going.
Hey, FootyFanatics out.